She Slayers, and welcome to another episode of She Slays the Day podcast. I am your host, Dr. Lauryn Brunslick, and today we're talking about one of my favorite topics. Okay, I do have a lot of favorites, but we were talking about social media. I love it. Oh, I love it so much. I hate how much I love it, but then I also hate it. But then I love it so much that I can't quit. So, we're going to be talking about TikTok. And we obviously have a guest because I don't know if you know this about me, but I am not really a TikToker. In fact, the only things I've ever done for TikTok was take something I made for Instagram and put it on TikTok. And then, shocking, it didn't go well because that's not how you're supposed to use it. But we will get to that. What is funny though is, a lot of the premises I feel around growth, local growth, let me make sure I say that local growth really comes down to the same main topic. So, I am going to be a part of, I should give a shout out right now. So I am going to be a part of a marketing summit with Dr. Eric Kowalski and Dr. Tony Ebel. I'll have that link for you below. It is on July 11th through the 15th. It's going to be awesome. It is going to be all about just turning followers into engaged patients. Like, right? That's what we're using it for. And so tons of information in there, so much marketing information. But one of the things that I was doing is I was creating a freebie. So anybody who listens to my talk gets this freebie. And one of the things that was just continually talked about at that Kajabi conference that I went 2 weeks ago was like, Chat GPT is changing the game for freebies. Now, I'll just say a little more like, so this is something that we should all be doing, even for your clinics, especially for your clinics, is a freebie is a thing that somebody will get for free in exchange for their email. And if you're like, Lauryn, I don't use email, I would say, shame on you. That's okay. We don't use email either as much as we should. One day we will. But start at least getting the emails that you can, because if you are growing your social media, whoa, this all tethered in so much. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. You guys are like, Lauryn, I'm not following you. Sorry, my ADHD jumped 4 topics. So I create this freebie for this marketing summit. Okay. And I'm using Chat GPT and I'm like, this is fantastic. I'm just going to get this thing to write this for me. And I will say within 5 minutes, I had a name for my freebie. It's not in front of me. It was something really cool, like a blueprint for Instagram cracking code. I don't know. It was good. And then I just said, like, write me 3 paragraphs about this, this, and this. I gave some prompts. Oh man, yeah. And ChatGPT spit it out. And then I said, now make me a checklist on how to create more local followers on Instagram. And it like created this checklist. And I'm like, this is awesome. So I copy the name, the like paragraphs, and then the checklist over into Word. And I start reading through it. And I'm like, well, this is kind of my voice. Here, I'm just gonna rearrange this paragraph. And so I basically end up rewriting this paragraph. And then I'm like, and then they didn't mention this. Okay, so I spent 5 minutes to get a Chat GPT thing that I then proceeded to spend 45 minutes just typing out all the different advice that was in my head that ChatGPT didn't include in this, and like making it funnier and adding in more Lauryn pizzazz. And anybody who knows ChatGPT is going, well, Lauryn, did you know that you could actually, yes, I know I can train ChatGPT to use my voice, but I was just trying to like shortcut. And then so I ended up just writing the damn thing myself instead of using ChatGPT. So I'm working on getting better and trying to teach ChatGPT to be funnier. But also, I guess what it is, one of those things of like, when you have all this knowledge in your head, you are just better off writing it. Like, and that was something that they did say at Kajabi, which I kind of forgot, is like, it can't replace like the true education that you're trying to do. So if you're using Chat GPT to like write a post, You can, but you're gonna go through it and you know more about pediatric chiropractic or whatever topic you're having ChatGPT write on. So, like, you're probably gonna pizzazz it up a little bit. So, anyways, I'll get better. ChatGPT will hopefully learn me better. But I made this lead magnet on, oh, I'll connect the dots for you from 5 minutes ago when I said, like, oh, yeah, email. So, this lead magnet, this freebie, is for this summit. You're all going to go and you're going to like listen to me talk at this marketing summit. And then you're going to be like, oh, I want Lauren's freebie because I know she didn't just have ChatGPT make it. She used her own brain to use it. So then you're going to go get it. And guess what's going to happen? I'm going to say, you can have this for free, B, but you have to give me your email. And now you're on my email list. So we as chiropractors, if you're not using freebies to try and collect emails of like potential people in your local audience, I recommend it because kind of coming full circle, growing a big social media is good, but like Instagram could change in a minute. I'm pretty sure. So I interviewed Wave, our guest today, before I went to Hawaii, but I'm pretty sure she definitely promotes like it. The goal isn't just to get a lot of followers. Now, she has a virtual product, so she can just want a bunch of followers and sell to them. As chiropractors, we want a bunch of local followers, but that's not where the goal stops. The goal is actually something that people don't take one step further, is then try and get that follower to interact with you through in a way, in exchange of giving you their email. So there we go. All right. Are you all super pumped now for my freebie and now to like lean in more and learn about TikTok? Well, I'm glad. Before we do that though, I'm going to do a listener highlight. And this one is from Christelle VU. And it says, one of the best Chiro podcasts. Love how authentic and real Dr. Lauryn is. She tells it how it is, and I love learning from her. So happy to see a strong female chiropractor paving the way for others. Thank you, Christelle. I appreciate every single one of you who takes the time to write a review. I do want you to know that I sit up at night, and when I'm feeling bad about myself or have imposter syndrome, I just go and I open up Apple reviews and I just read them to make myself feel better. I am kidding. I don't do that, but I wouldn't put it past me. Like, I haven't done that. The truth is I do read every single one. So if you have written a review and you don't have a ridiculous name, like, gosh, what are some of these names that I have no idea? Like, so if you've got a review that's like basically your name, I can figure out who you are and I can thank you on Instagram. But like some of these are just, I don't know. I can't find one now. But they're so different. So I don't know that you have written a review, but so maybe you can go write a different one with a different screen name. That'll be more helpful. So, like I said, thank you to every single person who has written a review in the past, because I read them, not at night when I need help, mental health. I go to my therapist for that, and she doesn't give me validation because she says that's enabling. But you can enable me, can't you? All right. Today's guest. So, Wyld is a TikTok and social media marketing expert. She's helped thousands of creators and business owners grow their TikTok accounts with a content first and community approach. With a background in personal branding, Wave launched a brand on TikTok as the Queen of Trends Alert, which then started the movement of Trend Alert style videos that has become a mainstay within the social media industry. Wave is a member of TikTok's invite-only creator community program, as well as YouTube Shorts creator community, and regularly appears in national media, top-rated podcasts, and social media summits. And she'll mention it in the episode. She does have a freebie for you below on how to create short-form videos. We'll have that link for you. So before we jump in, let's take a breath and pray. Dear God, thank you so much for your grace. I have been so busy lately, so busy. And I had someone recently send me a message on Instagram and said, "Hey, I just found your podcast. Question, how did you decide to start your podcast off with a prayer?" And the answer was easy. It wasn't easy, actually, God, because at first, I felt shame that, like, if I was a more Christian leading podcast, they wouldn't need to ask that. They wouldn't need to ask why do you value starting with prayer, because it would be so evident from my core values. So my brain initially went to feeling shame and embarrassment. Should I have? I'm not Christian enough to start the podcast with a prayer. And then my answer was, I have ADHD and I'm busy. And growth, as this podcast is marketed as growing more than just your practice, and growth without a strong foundation in something so much bigger than numbers and followers, and bigger than chiropractic. And I need reminding. I need the reminders. So I don't care if every time we get to the prayers, you skip forward. I don't care if I don't project to be as Christian as I should be for prayer. God, I do this for a moment to be with you. And that even if 5 people who are listening to this week's episode are reminded to take a breath and just quiet themselves for 1 second, ground themselves for 1 second, and throw up love and appreciation and adoration for you and everything that we are surrounded for, and just the endless blessings. In your name we pray. Amen. Okie dokie. So without further ado, here is my conversation with TikTok and social media expert Wyld. So
Okay.
how did you get involved in this world of, like, how long have you been on TikTok, and did you like start as a different kind of marketer? Like, how did you become what you are?
Absolutely, I did. So I did a complete pivot in 2020 when the world went crazy with the pandemic. So previous to TikTok, I had a business where I was creating content. I did personal brand photography and video for small business owners and entrepreneurs. And over the years of doing that business, I had also started to do a little bit of digital marketing, Instagram, kind of social media marketing with my clients, because I would give them a lot of content and they wouldn't know what to do with it, right? Or
Right.
how to use it properly.
Thank you
So
for this thing I paid for. What do I do with it now?
Yeah. So I started teaching that kind of thing. And then, the pandemic hit. I had an Instagram coach friend who was like, you should get on TikTok. It's really early. You should try it out. There's not a lot of people using it for business. And
This was
it's really
2020?
fun. Yeah. So yeah, this is like February, March 2020 that this happened. And so she's like, I think you would like it over there. And I was a bit tired of I never been a big fan of the Instagram culture. And so I went over there and I was like, yeah, this is a lot of fun. There's music and dancing, and people are so creative. And I started making videos. I had no idea what I was doing. And I had a video go viral. And of course, that is what gets you hooked on TikTok. You get your first viral video and you're like, oh, you're in there, right? You get sucked into that app. And so, yeah, I got really fascinated by the culture and the way people were creating content. And I just started kind of sharing my TikTok experience with my Instagram audience. And then it was like all of a sudden DMs were like blowing up. I was like, I never get these many DMs. But people asking me questions and how do you do this on TikTok? Like, what? I don't understand the app. And then I was like, okay, light bulb moment. I could help people. I could teach people, just like my Instagram coach friend. There's like no TikTok coaches, or I had seen like less than 5 on the app of like people doing TikTok growth tips type of thing. And I was like, wow, there's a lot of potential here. People want to know about TikTok. I really fell in love with this app. I felt very aligned with it, and that I could bring some unique perspectives and strategies. So I just went all in and completely changed my career. And now that's a story.
Yeah. So being that you, like, obviously you've used a lot of Instagram, and okay, I should have prefaced this by like, you will be able to tell, I'm sure, and some of my questioning, I am an Instagram girl. I
Uh-huh.
like I just have not, it's not that I don't like TikTok, obviously, but it's just kind of one of those, like, I think people get kind of like, they have a favorite. They have a favorite child.
Yes, they
And
do.
so,
They
so
do.
I'm a Reels girl. So like, but I would love to be able to do both, but it feels like the content that works on one doesn't like, they just don't, they seem like they should really be able to cross
Are you
post,
good?
but like every time
Yeah.
that's why I don't have success on TikTok, is because I'm not making content for TikTok. I'm making content for Instagram and then seeing how it does. So like, what are some of the biggest change or differences you see between Instagram and TikTok?
Yes. So absolutely, there is a different culture between the two platforms. We know on Instagram, it's very curated. It's, all about the pretty grids like, I even scroll, I'm like, oh, this girl's doing the checkerboard
I
pattern.
know. I
Your highlights look all pretty and
Then you
designed.
compare yourself. My grid is shit.
Yeah. Whereas TikTok really is an app that's built on authenticity. This is why you see people sitting in their cars making video, eating while they're making a video. It's all about, being in the moment. People are lying in bed making a video. It's just very in the moment and very real. So there's that big difference. The other big
I
difference,
like that.
why?
I like
Mhm.
that better. Like, shoot.
I do too. But yeah, the other big difference is why I think a lot of people on Instagram don't have success when they come to TikTok is because on Instagram, it's primarily your followers that see your content. So you're putting out content to people you already have a relationship established with. They already know you, they already like you, probably already trust you, maybe they buy from you. Whereas on TikTok, you really, really have to appeal to strangers because it's a discover based platform and that's what it was built on. The nature of that For You page, you have to appeal to people who don't know who you are. You're a complete stranger to them. And quite frankly, like they don't care, right? They are scrolling the app for entertainment purposes, for whatever reasons. They want to be entertained. Maybe they see something educational and they're like, oh, yeah, this caught my eye and oh, that's interesting. I'm going to follow them. But yeah, that's a huge difference. So you really have to make your content less me focused and more you focused, whereas the content on Instagram can be a lot more me focused. Like, oh, I'm going away for the weekend. Here I am at this retreat center and here's what I'm eating and here I am doing yoga. Whereas on TikTok, if you make a video like that, like people don't care. It's all about what can you do for them.
Okay. So on Instagram, I promise this whole thing won't be
Yeah.
like,
That's okay. That's
just,
okay.
I need you to teach me.
Uh-huh.
So on Instagram, I will get inspiration by scrolling reels, like intentional scrolling is what I tell my
Uh-huh.
husband. I am not scrolling, I'm doing market research. And then I'll get an idea of like how I can take an audio and use it for my niche. Is that the
Mhm.
same on TikTok, or like what's the
Yeah.
best ways for, and I'm assuming that it needs to be trending on TikTok. Like I need to find the inspiration on TikTok, use it on TikTok.
Yes. So the same thing. People will scroll on
Oh
TikTok to
yeah.
get content ideas or to find like trending audios and stuff. I don't think everything has to be trending. Original content is really, really important on the app as well. But there's other ways that people would get inspiration and content ideas as well. So the search feature is a huge, huge part of the app. They have incredible search capabilities. So you can type anything into your search field and see what type of content comes up. And it's even broken down into different styles of videos, users, hashtags, but most people are just looking at the videos tab. So let's say you want to put in there, like you just type in nutrition. So that's that search engine optimization, and you'll see videos that come up related to nutrition. So here, as a business owner, you can start putting in some keywords that you typically use and get an idea of what type of content is already out there, what's working really well, what's not working so well, because those search results, those are not based on viral videos. They are just search engine optimized, right? So that's another kind of way to get your content seen on TikTok, is to optimize it for searchability.
Oh, okay. Can you
And
say more? Because
Instagram is starting to build that in. It's starting, but I find their search capabilities are not as advanced as TikTok.
okay, so can you explain a little more about how that SEO works on TikTok?
For sure. So I want to be really clear that when you're making a video, not everything needs to be search optimized. So if I'm going to make kind of like a silly trending type of video, I don't really care about that being found in search results. I'm going to want to optimize more of the evergreen educational content, stuff that people are looking for. If you think about what do people type into Google, how to do something, that's the type of content you want to optimize for search. The other thing is that this is not a growth strategy. It's not a growth strategy. It's just about getting a better quality of views and getting visible in another way. Because people who are searching for content are a specific thing. Like they have like, I don't know, acne scars, and they type that into search. Like they are highly likely to purchase a product, right? Or become a follower of your content if you've made some content regarding, how to heal acne scars or how to improve them, or makeup, or whatever that is. So then the other thing, okay, now you might have to edit this because now I have like so many thoughts going through my head. What was the other thing I was going to say?
my,
Oh, yes. Okay.
my audience is so used to me losing my train of thought and
And
ADHD, so you're totally fine.
okay. So then if you are really wanting to rank higher in search results and to show up under search for specific keywords, you have to make content that is planned and scripted for certain keywords that you want to rank for. So if I wanted to rank for how to grow on TikTok, then I would write a script that has that language in that video. I would want to use text on screen. I would want to put it in my caption, because these are all places where TikTok's going to pull that data from. So the most important one is your caption and your hashtags, then your text on screen, what you're verbally saying, and any closed captions you have on screen. So it's all pulling that data.
Okay. Okay. So hashtags still very, very big. Is there like a certain number of hashtags?
Well,
Because that's like a
actually,
whole
hashtag
debate over.
that's a whole other conversation as well. So I would actually say hashtags are not as important on TikTok anymore, unless you are trying to rank for search, because those will help you rank for certain search terms. But otherwise, hashtags have become really irrelevant. Nobody is not like Instagram, where people might follow a hashtag or search by hashtags. Nobody does that on TikTok. And hashtags really were meant originally to help tell the algorithm who to show your content to. But the algorithm is super, super smart. It knows who to show your content to. So not as important. I still use them for certain reasons, but if you are going to use them, the number is 3 to 5.
Oh,
3 to
oh,
5 is
oh, that's way less. Okay.
don't need a lot.
Let's talk about how important it is for like a niche, and like how small of a niche and how big of a niche is too not nichey enough. Like, talk to me about niches.
Yeah. Well, definitely, it is really important to have a niche on TikTok because of the way the algorithm works. TikTok likes to categorize you. It wants to figure out who you are so that it knows who to show the content to, right? So if you're making, food-related content for moms, it's trying to figure that out about you so that it can show you to the right people, because it wants you to get your content to the right people so that they stay on the app longer. So it is really important. However, you don't have to go super, super, super niche because you still want, if you think about the marketing funnel, At the top of the funnel, you still want to create content that appeals to a larger audience, right? You're kind of casting that net, you're throwing that net out into the ocean. You want to kind of catch those fish at the top of the funnel where you're, drawing people to your account, where you're building an audience, creating that awareness. I hope, does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. So how do you help someone? Like I've heard people talk about like having 3 pillars. Like how do you help one of
Hmm.
your clients like really develop, maybe it's more of that personal brand than a niche question. Like what kind of questions do you ask
Yeah.
them to get their brain going? Because like I can imagine some people it might be really easy, but others when you're talking about, oh, well, I'm kind of in like personal development, like how do you help them
Yeah.
really narrow that down?
Yeah. So developing a personal brand on TikTok's really important. I saw this
What's the
very,
difference, sorry, between like having a niche versus your personal brand?
I think your niche is kind of like it's that. Well, that's a good question. I think your personal brand helps you stand out among other people in your niche. And your niche is kind of like what the content that you make and, is kind of what you're known for.
Oh, okay. That's a great answer. Okay. So then
Makes sense?
how do you tell someone like,
Yeah.
how do I create a personal brand?
So that there's a lot that goes into that for sure. But that's one of the things that got me really excited about TikTok because I worked in personal brand photography and talked a lot about, how do you stand out? And so when I came to TikTok, I realized like people really need to stand out here. That's what it's all about because you got to stand out on the For You page. There are so many different ways that you can kind of stand out, whether that's, physical characteristics and the way you dress and the way you make videos. Some people will make videos in certain styles or formats. Some people come up with catchphrases and name their communities and do it that way. So there's a lot of different ways. And this is exactly what I did when I joined TikTok as well. So I became known as the queen of trend alerts. So I started this whole trend alert movement. I'm sure you scrolling on Reels, you've seen people do trend alerts. Yes. So back in
You started that?
2020, yes. So back in
Oh my God.
2020, I noticed that I started noticing when I first joined the app that there was like these trends, right, happening. I saw patterns and things when I was scrolling. And there was, I think, 2 people I had saw who were doing like trending sounds and they would like use this sound to go viral. And I didn't really like that because I know that's not true. I mean, a sound is not going to make you viral on TikTok just because you use sound. If it's that easy, we'd all be going viral all the time. But so that didn't feel in alignment with me, but I did notice the trends. And so I define a trend as, something that you have to do in a video that relates to the sound. Like there's usually some sort of punchline in the sound, and you usually have to take some type of action in the video. So I started announcing these and I created the catchphrase. I said new trend alert. I have my crown. Where's my current crown right here? I always wear it in my videos. And people are just loving it. And so I started gaining a lot of followers and I realized, well, these are really just content ideas. That's what they are, and people like them. So I started doing more and more of them and people started calling me queen. And so I kind of was just like, oh, okay, I'm going to claim it. I'm going to own it. And yes, I had a very specific video format and style the way I did it, the catchphrase, the outfits that I wore, always appearing the same way on screen to kind of stand out so that when people are scrolling, they're like, hey, there's that girl that does the trend alerts kind of thing. So that's how I built my personal brand on TikTok. And then, yeah, since then, it's just kind of blown up. You see it everywhere.
Yeah. Hey, She Slayers, are you looking to get your team off the phone and streamline your front desk so you can spend more time doing what you love? Sked has exactly what you're looking for. They will automate all your appointment reminders, missed appointment reminders, reactivation campaigns, allow you to have two-way texting with your patients. Plus, they have a very cool app that your patients are going to love. The app alone saves chiropractors tons of time because it gives patients the flexibility to move appointments to a time that works better for them. Don't worry, you won't lose control of your schedule because you'll have access to all the parameters that keep you still in control. Plus, there's overbook protection, so your schedule won't get out of hand. Sked was created by a chiropractor for chiropractors, so you can rest assured that you're getting the absolute best system for your office. Dr. Eric Kowalski is committed to the chiropractic mission, and he works closely with his developers to always be innovative so that we have the best system available. If you're hesitant to switch to Sked because you already use something else, let me tell you, it's worth every penny. Plus, mention that you heard about it on my podcast and they'll give you a discount. Seriously, it is a game changer. Don't wait. Hey, She Slayers. So, a question I get asked a lot is, what have I found that works best to get new patients in the door? Well, my friends over at the Pediatric Experience have put together the ultimate branding and marketing playbook that does a comprehensive job to answer this question, and they even include a free video training that comes with it. This free guide reveals the secrets to a kick ass, wildly effective marketing system that consistently brings in over 20 new patients every single month. And guess what? It's all organic. Picture this, a proven approach that will grow your patient numbers while you focus on doing what you do best, providing exceptional chiropractic care. Inside the playbook, you'll discover the 5 core elements of this powerful marketing system. From crafting a compelling brand to implementing strategic marketing strategies, they've got you covered. If you know PX, Dr. Tony and that crew, they practice exactly what they preach, and it's no different in the latest PDF Plus training they've put together for you. So if you're ready to attract more patients through the door, grow your practice, and dominate your local market, this guide is a must-have for you. So check out the link in the description to get your free download and video training. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
this may be a hard question for you, so I apologize. So a lot of my audience has brick and mortar businesses. Okay, so going viral isn't necessarily that helpful because, so they're chiropractors that have an address in a town. And so what kind of goals then should they be? I'm constantly going because I'll see newer clinics, younger being like, oh, I just want to go viral. I really want to go viral. And I'm like, well, if you go viral, you're going to get, let's say you get tens of thousands of followers. Well, your audience now is spread across the country, and you're trying to really get to people who can drive to your office and pay for your service. So do you have different advice for more this brick and mortar, you can't sell something online type of clients who are trying to grow?
Yeah, so I would say, again, it's all based on your goals. Now, I don't teach a virality. I actually teach a community over virality approach because that just makes sense for all business owners. Again, you don't need to go viral to have success. You just need to create the community. So, yeah, I would focus on exactly what are your goals on TikTok, right? Do you want to be known as an international expert? Do you want to grow your account? Because there are famous people in medical professions on TikTok, like the plastic surgeons, the dermatologists. You've seen them, and they are building their personal brand. So if you do want to build your personal brand, that's great. And you do want to appear on morning TV shows and or write a book or, have a podcast that you want more people to listen to, then yeah, TikTok's great for you. TikTok can be great for local businesses too. I would just, of course, stay focused on trying to tap into that local audience.
Got it. So what are some mistakes you see people making as they're trying to grow?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say the first one is they just don't really understand the nature of short form video, which is completely okay and common because most of us, millennials or even older, we did not grow up making videos. It's not a skill that we learn
I
in
mean,
high
I
school.
made videos, but it was with a VHS, and it was my friends and I, and that's probably one of my favorite memes or, videos is what me and my friends were doing in third grade and what our
Yeah.
dances look like compared to now.
Yeah, totally, totally. So it's so different. So yeah, this short form video marketing, it's all new and that's okay. And really essentially what I do is teach people how to communicate a message through short form video. That's all it is. It's just another medium to communicate a message. So you can even think if you have an Instagram post, right? And this is what I did like before even Reels were a thing, is with clients to get them started, we would go through their Instagram content and I would see like, okay, so here's your caption and your photo. We can totally use this caption in a video. And maybe we'll do a talking head. Talking head videos, very, very common on TikTok, very popular. That's just when you're talking to the camera, delivering information. But there's other ways to communicate information as well, right? You can make an educational video with text on screen and music and video clips of you doing something, which is what I call B-roll. You know, if you're a chiropractor, you know, doing anything behind the scenes in your business, filming, you know, your office, that kind of thing. You can be, you know, putting text on screen. That's another way to communicate information. So I think just realizing that there are lots of different ways that you can make videos, and that essentially it's really building some content creation skills. So that's probably what I see, is that people come on, they don't know what they're doing, especially with a talking head. Like the number one mistake I see with a new person and a talking head video is that it's like a minute long and it's just them, one clip of them just talking to the camera, kind of rambling on. And it's like, okay, well, this is a really fast-paced, dynamic app. When you do a talking head video, you have to cut it up into clips. So I usually say, you know, one sentence and then it cuts to another sentence, right? And I'm constantly moving around the camera and I'm very concise and to the point, because people, you know, people have short attention spans. So it's the way you communicate information.
Which is
So just
easier
being aware
to
of that.
do. It's easier to be more concise if your focus is like, deliver this one sentence, stop,
Yeah.
okay, reposition camera, move yourself, okay, deliver the next sentence. So that's probably easier for a lot of people, honestly, anyways, than like, okay, I'm going to get on and I have to like kind of memorize what I'm going to say for the next 30 to 60 seconds. Is there, and honestly, I
Well,
feel like, as you're saying, a lot of this is super like not relevant, is the same over on Instagram. So I
oh
think
yeah, it
people
is the same.
really play
It's
up
short
like,
form
oh,
video.
they're so different. And it's like, no, 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 I'm seeing all of that stuff. Is the 2 weeks, do you feel like the 2 weeks trend thing that they say of like, oh, if it's trending on TikTok, like 2 weeks later?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generally, sometimes I see them go a little bit faster. And of course, not all TikTok trends go to Reels. Some of them just don't kind of work on that platform. And there are a lot more of the Reels kind of specific trends that I see. But yeah, I mean, there are, you know, some differences is, and maybe you disagree with me because I don't spend a huge amount of time on Reels, but I feel like talking heads are not as popular on Reels as they are on TikTok. I feel like a lot more of these like quick transitions and trending sounds are very popular and more aesthetically pleasing videos.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
definitely agree. Okay, so you're talking about common mistakes. So you had said like just kind of the talking head. What about video quality? Like professional video versus, like you said, like sometimes just laying in bed will go well. Or
Yeah.
I mean, that
You
was a weird way.
absolutely
Laying in bed could definitely go well. What
yeah.
a girl for.
Yeah. Um, definitely does not have to be professional quality. Some people choose to go that route if that's like in their workflow and they're making YouTube videos and that's just something they do already. However, you don't have to. I've never taken that approach. I do everything on my phone. It's just easy. I never spend more than 10 minutes on a video. Uh, yeah, so it doesn't have to be professional. Some people go that way, but I've always heard that, you know, non-professional is more appealing to the viewers.
Okay, so back to going viral.
Mhm.
What I've seen some people deal with is like let's say they're trying to build a brand on real estate, and they are getting comfortable using the platform. You know, they're slowly growing, nothing's going crazy, and then they post a video of their kid doing a backflip, you
Yeah,
know, on a
exactly.
trampoline.
I know where you're going.
Yep. and it goes
Yeah.
crazy. And they had like 250 very like, real estate interested people. And now they've got 15,000 people
Yeah.
who came on because of this like trampoline video. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
what's your recommendation? Because it's like, because in an ideal world,
Yeah.
obviously, they go viral with that real estate advice. But that's
Yes.
not what
That's
happened. So
yeah. So
what
that
do you,
yeah.
so like,
That is
but
big.
how do you clean this up?
That is a big mistake people make. I have had so many clients come to me, one-on-one clients who are like, I went viral because I did this thing and now nobody engages in all my other content. And it depends kind of on the account of what we do. I have relaunched new accounts with some people. So I did this with a fitness instructor. He went viral because he did something silly on vacation in Mexico and he posted that. And then I did, got like 10,000 followers. And then, yeah, he's like, nobody engages in my fitness content and I can't get clients. And because of the state of his account, we decided to go with a brand new account. We launched that. With even like 500 followers, he had already sold like 2 5K online fitness programs. So it was pretty amazing. So we launched a new account. If that's not possible, it is really tough. You really have to focus. The problem with TikTok is that you can't really remove followers. They limit you to 50 a day, and it's really, really hard to tell, like,
Why do you
you
think
know,
they do that?
it's not like, these apps that they have for Instagram where you can go through and massively like delete followers. It's just when you have like 10,000 followers, it's really, really time consuming to go through and try to figure out, like, is this
Are you real? Are
a
you not?
target
Yeah.
follower, like a target audience, or is it not? Why do they do that? I'm not sure why they do that, but yeah, they limit you to 50 a day. So it's gonna happen sometimes. This is why I just always say you have to you want to go viral with intention. If you do want to go viral, or you don't even focus on going viral, really. I don't teach any viral approaches to TikTok. But you want to stay within your niche, right? You gotta keep like within your niche. I
Seems
know
really
if you
limiting. Like, so,
right.
like,
Yes, but
that's
if you're using it for business, remember, like,
for
you're
personal brand.
using this as a business tool.
Yeah. So like then, okay, so I'm just putting it through. So like on Instagram, I try and keep stuff that like a reel that could go viral to be very relevant to like, okay, if this went viral,
Mhm.
would I be okay with the audience that would come?
Yeah.
And then I try and put stuff about the trampoline video, for instance, or whatever,
Mhm.
just on stories. Like,
Yeah,
so like
exactly.
that's how I view like, okay, my audience wants to see my personal life. So I can put that on stories and they're like getting to know Lauryn. But then how does someone do that on TikTok?
Well, actually, you can do it the same way. We have the story feature. We have TikTok stories.
God, I'm
So,
such an
uh,
old idiot. I didn't even know
it is
that.
you know what? It is one of the most underused features that, business owners do not take advantage of. So, I just did a training on this in a mastermind on TikTok stories yesterday. And so I also did a TikTok story yesterday promoting a digital product. And, it only had like 27 likes, but I got 10 sales, right? I did 10 sales of this digital product from this 24-hour story I did that took me like 2 minutes to make, just saying, hey, don't forget, this is your last chance to get this thing. It's only available till cart is closing, blah, 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 blah. Like they're so powerful for all the same reasons as Instagram, building that connection, right? Because on TikTok, you're primarily just your followers see your stories. They just don't tend to get as many views as the videos that you post that appear on the grid. So I feel that's why people don't use them. But like I said, my story in 24 hours only had like 600 views and 27 likes. I still made 10 sales from that. It's still worth my time and energy. But what I'm saying is you not always just have to do the promotional content. It's just like Instagram stories. I highly recommend you do that, more of that connection-based content behind the scenes, more casual, more fun. it's the same thing. Like I would never post, silly videos of my cat on my TikTok. I know that's going to attract the wrong people. But I do it on my stories, and then my followers, especially the ones who love cats, are just like, "We love Maurice. Oh my god, he's so cute!" And here he is doing this thing. Like, so that's kind of more of that personal, behind the scenes, more of my life, that connection stuff.
So if somebody posts something and they're like, "Oh shoot, this is going viral," like, would you recommend deleting it?
If
Like
they
how
think they are attracting the wrong audience, well, there's ways that you can kind of slow it down. You can turn off comments. You can definitely set the video to private if it is attracting the wrong audience, for sure.
Okay. What kind do you edit and post? Do you only use TikTok for this, or do you have other apps that you use?
I do use other apps. I'm a big fan of CapCut. I do use InShot as well, but I think the big difference with CapCut versus InShot is that CapCut also allows you to film within the app. They have the camera. The interface looks just like TikTok. It's super easy. Whereas, InShot is purely just for editing. So I can create in CapCut and then I can tweak edits. I can post different ones on different platforms. And everything's there. You have the captions, the teleprompter. Like it's amazing. It's just got so many features.
Do you feel like TikTok throttles back when you're not using their fonts and stuff? Like this is like the rumor on the street over on Instagram where it's like
Yeah.
you need to
Well,
use their things.
I will say I do try to optimize that for each platform. I do know that every platform wants their content to be made within their platform. I know this because I'm also in a YouTube Shorts creator community program, and they also are like, it's a requirement that you have to post of one video per week that's made within the Shorts app and uses Shorts text. Because it makes sense. All these platforms, right? They don't want to be just copycats of TikTok, right? They want to have their own original content that appeals to people so that they stay on the app. So that's one great thing about creating in CapCut. I can just make the video there, upload it, add the TikTok captions, put it in Reels, add the Reels captions. Same for Shorts, that type of thing. At least use their text and use the music from that platform.
Hi, friends. I wanted to take a quick break from the episode to make sure you all know about the cool stuff we have happening over on Patreon. This is a platform where I can offer you extra content, behind the scenes interviews, quick trainings, and exclusive trainings answering your exact question live, back to back with me. It's a way for me to more directly interact with you and post some fun things that would never be in the normal weekly episodes. To check out what we're doing and to sign up, click the link in the show notes. Hey, She Slayers, I have partnered with Well Aligned and Above Down Apparel to give all of my listeners something really special. So listen up, don't skip. A free premium t-shirt. Okay, you get a free t-shirt. So just head over to wellaligned.com/she slays to claim your listener offer. That's all you got to do. Above Down has the coolest and most comfy chiropractic tees that showcase your personality. My favorite is the Mabel. I love it. They're super soft and a great conversation starter if you do seek conversation with, your patients. We call it table talk. What more can you ask for? So I've also been using well-aligned materials for years to educate my patients. They have high quality ROF folders, patient handouts, office forms, posters, and a ton more. So why recreate the wheel when there's a perfectly designed communication tool ready for you to help educate and inform? Head over to wellaligned.com/she slays to claim your free t-shirt. And I'll drop a link in the show notes so you can check it out. I'd like to take a moment to thank one of our primary sponsors of the podcast, Insight CLA. The Insight tech moves the message off the spine and into the nervous system, where the magic of the adjustments can be measured and tracked. Everyone from newborns to seniors are being scanned in my practice and in thousands of other practices like ours so they can be examined and inspired to choose chiropractic care. It's like an instant referral machine because the scans are so visible and informative. Like, what patient wouldn't want to know how their nervous system is performing? The staff at CLA are ready to take care of you and answer any questions you may have. They also have an incredible online academy that can help train everyone in the office and help them to feel confident on how to get perfect scans and how to interpret the results. We have been using the Insight technology in our clinics for over 7 years now, and it is a complete game changer for conversion, retention, and patient education. Click the link below in the show notes as She Slays listeners get preferred pricing and hundreds of dollars off their purchase. How do you recommend protecting your community when it's in a you're basically borrowing, like you're using this app, it's not your community. At any point someone could hack your account, you know, who knows what like the rumors of TikTok going away. I think Instagram just
Oh,
keeps
yes,
spreading
for sure.
them every 6
Yeah.
months. Like, I think they're gonna go away. You should start using Instagram. How do you
Yeah.
recommend protecting?
I mean, it happens on Instagram too. I heard of just a random account getting banned the other day. It happens. Definitely. We don't know the future of TikTok. I am very, very big on building your email list. Of course. I spoke at a conference on this, the last conference a couple months ago, which was all about how to use TikTok to build your email list. So that is very important for any social media platform. Just because we know that we're on rented space, right? It's rented land. It's not ours. We never know with these platforms. So as a business owner, that's definitely number one is to get those emails. However you want to do that, whether you have some sort of lead magnet or you offer some sort of discount to one of your services or digital product. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you elaborate on more detail because I see this as a area that I think you and I are very familiar with because obviously we
Yeah.
met at a Kajabi conference,
Yeah.
but I see so many not even just chiropractors, just people like they get that dopamine, that lottery ticket thing of like, oh, I went viral. I got 10,000 followers. Now I'm trying to get 20,000. And it's like, no. You need to focus on so literally listen to what we're saying. Like, it's so hard because their focus is number one on going viral again or getting more. And it's like, no, you got to shuttle them, try and like get their email address because that's how first of all, they're engaged. This is how so
Yeah.
dig in a little more and explain like how you do that. I know you kind of did, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's very important that you have that link in bio. Now, TikTok differs a little bit from Instagram in that if you have, there's two accounts. There's a creator account and a business account. So if you're on the creator account, you don't get access to that link in bio until you have 1,000 followers. If you're on the business account, you can get the link in bio below 1,000 followers as long as you submit some information to TikTok to verify that you're a legit business because they've just had issues with like spam and bots. So they just want to verify that you're a real person. And then you can get that link in bio to start driving traffic. And then you have to make content that really, this one seems obvious, that you have to make content that tells people that you have an email list or, gives them some sort of incentive to sign up to your email list. So we know that's usually done with a lead magnet, some sort of freebie. And I've done this with medical professionals before. I'm not sure, in the field of chiropractic medicine, what the regulations are, but I did this with a pediatrician who was creating, she wanted to build her email list because she was creating this, I'm forgetting the name now, but you stick it up it's like a nasal respirator, I think. You stick it up the nose for babies.
Oh,
clears out their,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, any moms might know what it is. It
sounds like a nose
boogers,
Frida, but yeah.
Yeah, it gets their boogers out and stuff. And created this new product. So she wanted to build her email list. So then she created like a feeding guide as a freebie, like a 10-page kind of feeding guide based on the most frequently asked questions she gets about feeding new babies as a pediatrician. So we made a video about that, and I'm trying to remember off the top of my head how many subscribers. I think she got like 5,000 subscribers in 7 days, which was insane. That's organic traffic, 5,000 subscribers. Yeah, and then she pinned that video to the top of her profile page. So just like Instagram, you can pin videos at the top so that when people come and check out your page, they, usually watch those pinned videos to learn a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
And would you recommend okay, so she's got this lead magnet. And again, for people who don't understand, a lead magnet is it's just the carrot. It's the carrot that you're going to give them that they want. You're going to give it to them for free in exchange. So like,
Exchange
go
their
to
email.
Lululemon and they go, here's 10%. You gotta get on our, like, that's
get on the list.
Yeah, get on my list. So did you recommend that she make a video that's like, was the video just like, hey, if you would like this, go here? Or did she content and then like kind of sneak it in?
Yeah, she made a post where she basically, you ask a question that speaks to a pain point. I'm giving you some really good juicy stuff here. So this is a video framework I created where she asks a question that speaks to a pain point, and then she shows the solution. And for that, she just used green screen. Very common TikTok-y effect thing to do is, she had a screenshot of what the lead magnet looked like. And then she's like, well, I have this, 9-page feeding guide for you. And then say one other thing about why they need to get this feeding guide. Like, why is it important to them? What are they going to get out of it? And then use a call to action.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what are some of your, like, what are the best call to actions that you see? Like, click my link in bio, comments below. Like, what are some of those?
So definitely when it comes to call to actions, stay away from any link in bio language, whether you're verbally saying that or whether you're typing that out, because TikTok doesn't like it. These platforms, they just want people to stay on the platform. So I would be direct. And now I just say, sign up for my email. People know to go link in bio. Like, everyone knows that's where you go to get the stuff. So I just say, get on my list or sign up for my email. I'm just more direct about it in that way.
Okay. As far as algorithm tips that you haven't covered, like, what are some of the best juicy stuff on like overcoming the algorithm? Talked about SEO.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the most important things, this might not sound as juicy, but it's really important to understand about TikTok, is that you have to be consistent. And I know people probably hate hearing that, but it is an app that rewards consistency. You cannot join this app and expect to have success if you are just going to post one video, go away for 5 days, come back, post another video, go away for 2 days, come back. Do you know what I mean? You have to show up consistently. When it sees that you are more creating content and you're more a serious creator, it has more incentive to push you out to people, right? So it's like, why is it going to push you out if you're not spending time on the app? Yeah. And when it comes to the algorithm, really, engagement is the name of the game. It is the same for all these platforms. And this is why I teach a content first approach. We know 100%. It's in our analytics that your video performance is dependent on watch time, likes, comments, shares, and saves. Those are the engagement metrics. The more you get of that, the more video views you get. The more video views you get, the more visibility you get, right? And more chance to build an audience, make sales, whatever your goal is.
So watch time. Okay, so let's say that you make a video that is 10 seconds long and people watch 5 seconds of it on average.
Yeah.
That's the watch time. but I make a video that is 30 seconds long that people watch 10 seconds of. Like, which
Yeah,
one is performing better in
for sure. So
TikTok's
that's
world?
that is a concept I call watch time percentage. It's not a metric that's provided in our analytics, but here is the theory. Like if you make a video that's 30 seconds long and you get people your average watch time, most people watch 20 seconds of that video is going to get more push on the For You page than a video that gets just 5 seconds out of 5 seconds.
Mm, okay.
Now, you do see viral 5 second videos. You see that a lot with the trends. The thing is, with short videos, you have to get a really high watch time percentage. I would say like 90%. Plus, you have to get a lot of engagement for views. So if you're making shorter videos, you really have to optimize for engagement.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, I took you off track though. I don't remember
Yeah.
what you were talking about.
We were talking about the content first approach. So I
Hacks
was
and
gonna
yeah,
what
yeah,
I was saying was that there are a lot of strategies, right? People come to me all the time, really fixated on those little hacks and things like what time do you post? What hashtags do you use? What trending sounds do you use? And I always say, you know what? Okay, so strategies are important things to consider, but they are secondary. You always want to focus on the content first because that is what gets us views, depending on how people engage with it. So again, that's things like getting your really juicy hook so you can get people to even stop scrolling and watch your video, delivering the value, making them feel an emotion, keeping your video entertaining and dynamic. There's, lots of strategies there within content creation, but those are the things you want to focus on first. And the message that you're communicating, like what are you trying to say? What's the key takeaway from that video?
awesome. So then what do you see, like, what would you guess, what kind of changes are going to happen within TikTok over the next 1 to 2 years?
Oh gosh, there's so many changes. It's hard to keep up with that app, just like all of social media. They are going really big on live stream shopping. There's just so much going on with that. They've tested it in the US and it was in the UK and then it was kind of slowing down in the US. And then I just read this morning another article on how there's like a huge push on the live stream shopping thing. Instagram gave up on the whole live stream shopping, but
What
they
is
see
live stream
e-commerce as
shopping?
big. So this is like, think of, the QVC channel, Home
Oh,
Shopping Network. This is people who are on live and they are selling stuff, right? They're like showing their handbags or it's very common on TikTok. You see these people, they sell like gems and rocks and selling beauty products and stuff while they are on live stream. Yeah, so it's basically, I think, going more to e-commerce for sure. There's a lot of that. And then they're also, experimenting, changing things with the app, building in a lot of AR. Maybe there will be more VR built in over time. Maybe that would probably be more like 10 years. But yeah, so there's a lot changing with that app.
awesome. Okay, where can people find you? I'm assuming your TikTok. Like, how
Yes,
do
of course. You can find me. TikTok and Instagram are my main platforms at Wyld, WAVEWYLD. I'll also get you to post a link to my freebie, which
they-
is weedwild.com/short form videos. I'll give you that link so you can share if you are interested in learning more about content creation and creating videos for TikTok Reels and Shorts. That guide has 9 video formats you can make in 10 minutes or less.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I don't know. I kind of want to like go do some TikTok stuff now.
Mhm. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just don't want to do two platforms bad.
Yeah. I'm sure it's not that bad, honest.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much, Wave. We'll have those links below for people. And I'm excited I need to retrain my TikTok because currently it's Lego cooking because when I use it, I watch it with my kids. And so it's like
Right.
golden retriever
Oh,
videos and like Lego cooking, like just some really weird
Yeah,
niche markets that I'm like, okay,
there are.
TikTok, I'm coming in
There's
here. I'm
some
going to start doing stuff, but I'm not trying to post golden retriever stuff.
Yep.
So,
Yes.
all right, She Slayers, check out those links, get that freebie, get on our email list, and start playing around on TikTok. You don't even have to get out of bed if you don't want to. So until next week, bye, She Slayers. Bye.